we are at the warehouse and the Subaru's in the back there because we need to take the diff off because we're now at the stage where we're destroying diffs. Started off with drive shafts and that was a nice easy swappable part. Apparently now it's going to be the diffs. So we're in the warehouse, we're going to take it off. We have 3 spares that Scott Ad is going to kindly sell to me. So we're going to take this off, we've got spare diffs, we'll figure out a diff cooler. The pump's going to be the most expensive part and hopefully that will let these diffs survive. I don't want to use the more expensive R180 diff because if I was going to do that, if I was going to spend money on drivetrain upgrades, it wouldn't be another Subaru drivetrain. Probably something that we're even more expensive that we don't understand.
A GTR diff!
Like a GTR diff. You can't kill them, can you, Dave?
They're indestructible!
Totally indestructible.
Stephen McConnell!
Stephen McConnell, animal. Right, so we're going to take this off. Let me show you what's going on. If I can get off Dave's newly built viewing platform here.
Am I the only one who bought your defenders?
I stole your rear defenders and I can now bring them to you. Safety third.
It's third. Thanks, bro.
So what we're doing, what Dave is doing, is step 1, which is getting the drive shafts off.
Loud noises.
Yonder differential is trash. We could hear it screaming as we went round the track. In fact, insert footage of it screaming round the track. Probably the bearings have died because the oil was way too hot. Like you touched the thing when it came off the track, didn't you?
It was hot.
Really hot. Anyway, probably oil turning to vapour.
But I don't know if it's just the drive shaft was hot because that's where it was wearing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the whole diff being hot, because I didn't test the whole diff, just the...
I'm interested to see what is under here. You know, what it's like once we get... I mean, I'm assuming we'll crack the diff open. Maybe not here, because it would piss fluid everywhere. Do you need additional hands?
No, need more strength.
Is this easier now that it's got nice new lateral arms and bolts and such on it?
Oh no, but this isn't the first time we've done this since you got all this stuff done, is it? I thought it was Crail.
I thought Crail had all the old rusty shit on.
Alright, maybe it's just the fact we fucking slabbered everything in grease last time we did it.
Somewhere this side drive shaft is broken, but we're not sure where yet.
Oh no, no,
we'll find out. Because you had this at the house and you undersealed a lot of this.
We get a big lever already to pop one side out.
Alright. And in other news, we haven't been posting very many videos recently. That's been a conscious decision because there's just been too much happening. I bought a new house, work has been very busy, Dave has also been very busy. The enormous success of the David McClucky DIY channel is taking up all his time, well, almost all your spare time, both in making videos and in communicating with companies that want to send you free shit. So we had to make a decision about making fewer videos. Now we've got a few things coming up because the season is opening back up. There's some more drifting to do, which means that we go out, we film what we're doing, we film fixing what we've broken, and so it's a bit easier to do some videos. At some point, I am sure that the vPerformance channel will cease to exist because I'm having a baby in 4 months, and Dave tells me that will take up quite a lot of my time. Like all of it. But we'll do what we can. So there's an awful lot happening. And we'll film what we can. I just don't... We used to be doing what? Like we're doing 2 or 3 videos a week at one point. And just the pace of it is really hard. And normally it's for like, you know, you 200 viewers that are actually watching this shit. And every now and again one will go slightly turbo and do a few thousand views. But we enjoy the creative process. But we're just not going to have as much time for it anymore. When you do see us, we'll try and not make a shit video. We'll try and do something interesting. And if we're not doing anything interesting, we just won't film it, which is what we've been doing for the last 8 months, basically. Back to diff fixing, as Dave enters his jungle gym. So
left my hat.
this side was really fucking hot when we came off the track, and it was rattling in and out. But Dave has just spotted the actual source of the problem.
Other side.
Our good golden diff, which we don't even know what ratio it was, but the good golden diff has succumbed.
It's totally popped right fucking out. It is. All of them are smashed.
Oh, listen. Don't know if I can. Where am I? Oh, there's a big. Is that the casting that's shattered?
It is. Your drive shaft mounts into this. Well, it's like a flange plate. It has like I think it's 5 or 6 bolts that go around the outside to hold it in. This side's not. This is shattered aft. Okay.
And that's not what I thought.
That's not what I thought.
That's worse than what I thought.
Yeah.
Heat failure?
We're going to need a vessel.
Oh yeah, because we pull that off and it's going to
piss oil
everywhere. There are a variety of Gardener's Dream sponsored,
Dream sponsored
trays and buckets in this warehouse.
That's handy.
We'll use one and then send the bill to wee Dave. This is actually even more damage than I anticipated. Are you impressed with this?
Yeah, I don't know yet. Right, that one's fine. I can't tell if that's heat from manufacture or heat from heat.
It's definitely been hot at some point.
It's been hot, but it's not. It might just be from being when it gets hardened.
Yeah.
Because it's not like that round here's hot.
It's definitely been hardened now. We'll see if the other end is similar.
If that'll come out. Right, you've had the drive shaft up and all. Yes, she is.
She's heavy.
She's heavy. She's also alright.
How does
No, it's got the same colour about it. Just about. You can just see the colour of. What does that look?
Well, so the drive shafts look like they have survived. Dave, I'm no expert, but there's pieces coming out of that.
There's chunks.
Holy shit, that is the worst magnetic plug I have ever seen.
Well, no, it's not.
That is the hairiest iron covered. But then is that the failure, or is that just pieces of welding and stuff that's coming off? Because we haven't had this opening since it was welded. Because this was our second welded diff, but we've never opened a diff that was welded.
I would doubt it because the slag's not magnetic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a science I don't fully understand.
The slag, but you can just use that in there.
Oh, there's a chunk!
You see a big piece in there somewhere?
There is. It's right there. There is a chunk.
Oh yeah, there's a piece of something there, just
something
glinting in the sunlight.
Hopefully it's not a piece of whale that's broken off, but
I reckon it's probably heat. Like if the bearings got heat death, would it then could it disintegrate itself? Like if one of the bearings failed, would it go off axis and destroy itself?
It locks up. Oh my. I've lost some bets.
But the thing is, this is the cheapest diff that Subaru make, the R160 diff. And we've got no idea how long it was in service before Dave welded it up. And we put the fancy oil in it and basically gave it the warrior's death. But it sounded like
his died that death.
It's definitely crossed over. But my money is on bearing failure based on the noise from the video.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that leads to then there being so many shattered components around it. Like even that looks like that casting is broken, right?
Oh, that's it, yes. They're replaceable parts, to be fair,
But it's the innards that have crossed it now.
They're absolutely fine. As you can probably imagine, Dave's got a little bit excited about figuring out why this diff died. Is not willing to wait until he gets home. And this also means I can see it.
You get to see it.
The magnificent golden diff that was our first welder. No, second welder, because the RX-8 had one.
Yeah, but this was done his own. We'll see it done properly.
The RX-8 was all about practice. And we've just been practicing swapping a diff here as well, figuring out what will work on a trailer.
Well, no, worse still, the RX-8 was done in place because there was no way of taking it out.
Oh yeah.
Without dropping the entire rear sunframe.
I still reckon there's more to give out of an RX-8.
Oh, yeah.
Because we tested it and we didn't know what we were doing.
And it was fucked as well, I think.
Well, yeah, that one was not exactly. I mean, it had a hard life.
You ready?
I'm so ready. Oh man.
Chunks. Some chunks.
There's lots of chunks where it has flowed towards the sump plug.
Teeth.
Oh yeah, there are. Do a zoom.
Wait. Oh,
And we're looking at shoveling all that garbage off the bottom.
Wait, they must be teeth off the pinion then. It's not weld. The weld's still exactly where I left it.
And flip her over.
I was going to take it out if you want.
How are the bearings looking? Is there anything to see from here?
I'm going to take... What's that? And it's still happy as fucking Larry. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. The problem's in there. Well, I don't know if that's the problem or the aftermath.
Because we didn't keep running it. We came in.
No, what I mean is, so if it's, like you say, if it's all shifted,
Yeah.
and if it's blown that side out and shattered the casing,
Yeah.
and then the pinion
Has been able to slip.
has been able to slip and smash into all our gears and tear themselves to bits. Because I don't think it would snap the casing if let's say if the pinion stripped all its gears off, it would have just stripped them all off.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have thrown it out the side. So I wonder if it's motion enough for it. Is there enough in here?
More pieces. I tell you what,
So to be fair,
the welds
she's alright.
have done well. I mean,
She's chowed.
let me just zoom in on your rings there. Yeah, that's on the teeth.
But the bearings are still bearing.
Keep those for spares.
That, however, in our hand is fucked. No.
I handed Dave the camera. He's covered in cat piss. I need to just not do that.
I'm going to find that cardboard.
Alright, so Dave has identified the problem.
Well, this was one of the problems.
There are.
There's a torch there if you want it.
Well, I was thinking about rotating the end. You could rotate the end so that the good people can see where the problem lies.
Give me my mother.
So, power comes from the engine and hits this here pinion gear, did you say?
Yes, that's the pinion.
That side's good, that half isn't. But actually, that explains why it had power about half
Sometimes,
the time.
yeah.
It has half the teeth left. Well, shit.
That's still good though. For sale. One diff casing.
Slightly spent diff casing comes with two used but serviceable bearings.
Could be reassembled for somebody that
Really wanted to.
really needed that.
A few minutes later.
Right, so we have just done the counting exercise. That is a 37 teeth ring gear and a 9-tooth pinion, which makes this 37 divided by 9, which is 4.11, which makes this a rare GTM diff, not the cheap UK one. So you've seen us destroy a limited slip centre diff, and now you've seen us destroy a JDM as fuck R160 diff. So the next diff that we've got will have a normal UK drive ratio on it, which means that our gearing should be longer, which is good because second gear isn't an awful lot of use. We're having to use third more. So yeah, it'll be nice to have some longer gears. But that's fucked. That is absolutely toast. She's done. She's done, boys. Gold paint or not, it's toast.
Maybe it's the gold paint that did it.
I think the gold paint kept it alive longer because it's heat reflective, Dave. I'm sure that's science. Alright. Should we tidy up? We're going to go to Scott's probably on Wednesday and get more. He says he's all ready. He has 3 more diffs for me, and we have a 4th at your house. Right, so that diff is toast. Doesn't look like heat has killed it, which is good because we were about to go down the path of making a big fancy oil cooler system. In fact, I've ordered an oil cooler, but we'll hold off on that for now. We'll rig up a temperature sensor gauge so that we can monitor the temperatures inside. We'll weld up another diff, or maybe another 2 diffs, which will be longer ratio, and we'll see how long they last. We were thinking maybe the diff has been able to move under weight, because there's some get under here. There's 2 bolts you can just see there, and that's the front mounting of the diff, and it's attached to an arm, and that's able to move a little bit. So it may be that the bushes on either side are knackered just from age and abuse. It has had some abuse. So I'll get the hardened brace, new bolts, new welded diff, and hopefully that will be enough to keep it going again on the cheap diffs, because I don't really want to go up and buy the expensive diffs because they'll die just the same. Might as well just keep a stash of the £70 diffs, a bit like the dry shafts. Every time I see a dry shaft on eBay, or at least I did for a while, now we've got like 8. So these drive shafts, these were the weakest point. They just pop off and it's a 5-minute swap and it's £15 to get a replacement. And then you can keep it cheap. You can keep it cheap because no one wants this stuff, because this is the WRX stuff, not the STI parts. So if we can just keep shredding cheap bits instead, let's not go too big and we can keep it reasonably affordable. Right, we're going to tidy up here. Thank you for watching. Hope we learned a thing or two. We learned it wasn't heat.
Send it, then mend it.
Just fucking send it and then you must mend it. Keep drifting fun. Bye.